What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the comic book community shout out show, man. I'm glad that everyone's here rocking out with us right now. Going on, everyone? Whoa. All right. So, had a little echo in the background. I just fixed that problem. That won't happen again. But yo, guys, thank you all for hanging out with us real quick, man. We're gonna rock out now. We're gonna have a good old time, man. We got five more channels to be recognized. That's why they're getting a shout out. And we got a bunch of people in the house already. And our special guest, Shaun State Puff 1983, will be in the house, man. You know what? He's been around everywhere lately, but I snagged him. And he's coming on. Yes, he is. We're going to talk comics. We may talk about hip hop, sports, whatever it is. And not only that, maybe a little thing. I'll throw something, a little curveball down the end of the show or whatever, but I'll figure it out because I'm working on something real quick. Maybe some comic news. We want to figure it out. I got something in mind real quick. I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. We got here Fusha. What is going on, dear? Thank you for hanging out on this beautiful Sunday, man. The weather is beautiful out here. We had some rain finally in Florida. Thank God we got some rain. We got comic shop news. What is going on? Thank you for hanging out. We have Gauntlet Comics, Perry Comics in the house. Perry, my brother, what's going on, man? Van Rangian Vigilant in the house. Omega Comics, aggressively relaxing. What's going on? Everyone in the house, how you guys doing? Thank you for hanging out on the shout out show. All right. All right, so we're gonna kick it off real quick. I want to say, hey, yo, guys, if you haven't subscribed, feel free to do it. If you like what you're watching, hit that like because on this channel we do giveaways, we do interviews, we bring creators, comic creators to the show, and we do like live stuff, man. We rock out. Perry's been part of this, and we've done interviews with comic book creators. It's awesome, man. It's awesome. We just love to have a good time. And not only that, man, come for the comics, come for a laugh. That's the way I look at it, man. And let's see here who else is in the house. We got Box Hype in the house, and again, Justice for Comics. Let's see, HAQ79 in the house. What's up, everyone, man? You guys rocking out right now on the shout out show. Let's see. So I got thing is I'm using StreamYard, guys. So StreamYard's chat is delayed. So I gotta put the YouTube chat on one screen, and that's the one I'm trying to focus on the most. But then when I turn my head to the side, I see StreamYard. So I apologize for the delay on that part. All right. So before we bring on Shaun State Puff 1983, the man, I gotta give one shout out real quick. One quick shout out. But before I do that, let me take this down here. We'll make a comic set. What's going on, bro? All right, so at number one for the shout out show, comic book community shout out show for all their hard work. This channel is under 1,000 subscribers, and that's what I do in search for channels like this, for creators and content. That's what this is all about. Gauntlet Comics with the X at the end, not the C. At 92 subscribers, you can find him under Instagram under the same name. Yo, Paul is a collector of comics, and he's been doing this for quite some time. And not only that, he's got some major goals. He's looking like towards the future. And you know what? Before we talk about that, he's got two new series that he's putting on his channel. So he's got one. It's called Hulk Fever. So if you like, the Hulk, I know Jeffrey Comahan Henson, he loves some Hulk. So he's doing a series on that. It's basically him drooling over the freaking Hulk books. So there's a fan base for that. I think Jeffrey and Paul can maybe do something, collaborate together. And not only that, he has another show, well, not another show, but another series, and it's called Eye for Indies, is where he explores new indies as well as classic indies that has been purchased, that he's had purchased since 1987, man, since 1987. So Feel free to check out Go Gauntlet Comics at 92 subscribers. And what I was talking about earlier is that he's got two things going on, man. He wants to build a comic book shop, and not only that, he wants to publish his own little small publishing company. So feel free to check him out, subscribe to his channel. That way we can follow him through his journey and see if it happens and the whole ride. I'm so stoked to see if that's going to happen. And he's doing a 100 subscriber giveaway, so just throwing that out there too, guys. And with that being said, we got Exploded Earth Comics, my Canadian friend. What is going on, man? I love the last video you dropped. If you haven't seen it, feel free to check it out, guys. Comic Jabroni in the house, CTT, hashtag lurking. My brothers are out in the house, full force. Bam. Fist pumps to my guys. Now, let's bring in my brother that's been like, just, he's been everywhere. He's been everywhere. He's in the house. I snagged him up. I gave him a day. I said October 6th. October 6th is the day. Yeah, we know WWE's got Hell in a Cell, but you know what? We're gonna switch it up right now because we got my brother.
What's going on?
There he is. Shaun.
What's up? Man? What's up?
Up,
I know you've been biting that teeth to get me on this show, so I'm here.
Well, that's what's up, man. You know, I'm so stoked that you're here, man. You've been everywhere hanging out with Javi, with Jeff, Steve Whiting, Hialeah Comics. Yo, you guys rock out on that show earlier today. Yo, man, you guys just y'all work together so well. I have to say, I just want to just throw that out there, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks, man. It was fun being on that show, being on what was it, the Mega Power Hour with Biggie Shaq and Comic Head, and even being on Comic NYC's deleted live stream. You know, if you saw that fiasco at the end. But yeah, it was cool being on there with them, you know. So it's finally great to be with you on this show. And we need to meet up at MegaCon because you didn't show up at TampaCon. That was like, oh man, you're supposed to see Rod. You know, I missed you at MegaCon because you came on Friday. I went on Saturday.
I know, man.
I missed you at the Orlando Touring Comic Con. You know, you couldn't make it there, and I couldn't make it to the what was that thing they do?
The Tampa Con.
No, it was that. You asked me to come to something else. The Bartlow.
Oh, yeah. There's one going on. I had the flyer. Let me see if I still have it here. Here it is. I just went to the shop yesterday. February 15th, man. We could do something.
I'll definitely look to see if I can come on that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to talk to the owner of the shop, and maybe we could set a table out and maybe bring Perry. And if you want to come out, you know, he said we could do something. So that'd be pretty dope if we could just hang out, just talk for like 30 minutes.
That's a Saturday, right?
It should be. I believe it is. It's usually is a Saturday. Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'll definitely look to see it. Hey, everybody in the chat.
What's going on, everyone in the chat, man? We're just here hanging out, man. My brother Shaun finally in the house, man. Yo, I didn't know this homeboy was doing like live shows, and then next thing you know, I just snagged them up, booked them, man. But people in the house, we're happy that you're here. We got the
Hialeah say I'm in high demand. I've been in high demands for like 2 years now. When you look at it, you know, ever since I did my first YouTube video when Miss Hustle pressured me to do it and others, now I've been like, you know, do more YouTube videos and stuff like that. But I haven't had the time at that time, so I figured let me just start joining these live shows. You know, get accustomed to doing the live shows.
But I was just like, man, I saw you the first time. And I was like, whoa, wait, what the heck, man? This guy's doing this. And I was like, I didn't know. If I would have known that, I would have invited you a long time ago. But you know what? Yo,
I had to surprise everybody. You know, I had to surprise everybody. You
that know, was like a shocker, man.
Yeah, because Hialeah reached out to me about it, and me and him did a private stream together just to test out this stuff, and we talked about almost 2 hours, and that was cool. So I knew I was going to be on the Silver Age Sundays, And ever since then, I've been getting the bug. It's like live stream. Let me jump in, man.
That's what's up, man. I love it. I love it a lot. We'll talk about some hip hop music later on, but let me jump into number two right now. At number two, there's one channel out there that has 48 subscribers. It goes by the name of Never Grow Up. It's just a channel dedicated to like the kid in all of us, you know. So it's just something that he does. He does some comic reviews, unboxing videos, and not only that, he just did a last video. He bought some display cases for his statues. So if you're into like statues, I like them. They're just so expensive, I can't afford them. So if you're into something like that, check it out. Never Growing Up at 48 subscribers. And number one, we had Gauntlet Comics, 92 subscribers. You can find him on Instagram under the same name. And of course, I want to say thank you very much for Shaun for being in the house right now. Feel free to check him out. The guy is awesome. The guy loves a major passion for hip hop music. The passion for hip hop is like, yeah, I'm up there with you, man. I'm up there.
Old school, baby.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
When it comes to hip hop today, I only mess with the underground. You know, like the recent Little Brother album has been fire. I've been listening to that new Murs and Ninth Wonder. That joint is hot. You know, I only mess with underground cats. You know, when it comes to just hip hop overall, the mainstream just get ignored.
Yeah. See, I just like the. I have not been listening to the hip hop nowadays because I'm all about the old school stuff. So that's what, you know what I mean. I think you can relate in some way what I'm trying to say.
I mean, I have a love for the old school hip hop, and not just hip hop. It's music in general. You know, music I grew up with. You know, that my parents played and raised me off of. You know, and you know that's what I grew up with. That's what I love. You know, old school movies and stuff like that. And movies today, outside of the comic book movies, it's more like remakes, reboots, and all that stuff. And I'm not down with that. You know, there's some creative movies out there, but most of the time, it's remakes. You know. So I just stick with the old stuff, you know. That's why my page on Instagram is more like not just comic books, but nostalgia, you know, wrestling, movies, cartoons, and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing. A lot of the stuff you see nowadays is all like remake and stuff like that. And I saw a new Chucky movie just dropped, and I was like, "Why are you making a new Chucky?" I'm like, "Child's Play was perfect. Why touch it?" You know what I mean? But just like. I was talking to a friend at work, and I was like, "Are they going to make a Top Gun movie? I love Top Gun, Tom Cruise. That movie is a classic. Don't touch it." Yep, they're going to make it. So I don't care, man. But it is what it is. But we got people in the house, man.
Shout out to Exploding Earth Comics for saying The Wire is a near perfect show. Man, The Wire is amazing. You know, I haven't posted for The Wire Wednesday in a while, but I definitely want to get back to posting some Wire clips because I love that show.
That show was dope. I saw that one. I saw The Shield. The Shield was another good one.
Yeah.
Those two shows were fire. And what's up, Mondo in the house? What's up, my brother Mondo? What's going on? All right, so let's keep it going here. At number three, we have a channel at 45 subscribers. We have Dylan's Comic Book Rants. My homie Anthony's channel is he does a weekly comic book show. And he does, as always, you know, there's a bunch of people out there in the community that does comic reviews, and that's what he does. But his videos are within 5 to 10 minutes long, so, you know, that's pretty neat. You know, I always talk about all the time, if you have a 5 to 10 minutes for your lunch break, or if you're in the train going to work or in the bus, feel free to check him out. And not only that, man, check out to see if you guys had the same taste in comic books, because that's what it's all about. If you don't like his comics and stuff like that, then you won't want to see it. So I like it. I checked it out. He was at number 3. Dylan's Comic Book Rants, 45 subscribers. Let's try to get everyone to help these numbers grow. So let's see what's going on here. We're going to try something different now because we got some comic book news, man. We got some comic book news. And this was like last minute thing, Stay Puff. We're going to bring Justice for Comics. I'm giving 5 minutes to talk about some breaking news. He want to talk about some news. Let's bring in Justice real quick here. Let me just change this really fast. just put a like this. There he is, Justice. What you got,
Hey.
man? What's the news, man? What's the news you got for us, man?
Hey, Justice.
Yeah, hey, how we doing, Stay Puff? Yeah, there's some stuff moving on the plate here today. I was doing a little review, a couple websites out there that you can check out. Obviously, the Joker premiere was this weekend. That movie's done very, very well. Breaking records this weekend, supposedly, is the early buzz on that. So that's I went and saw it Friday night. It was fantastic. Highly recommend it. It's a little dark, so you be prepared.
Not for kids, for sure, man.
No, you don't want to bring your kids to that movie. It's a little dark. We've got Birds of Prey. They dropped another trailer on that, so you may want to check that out. That's going to come out in February is the release date.
Sweet.
You've got New Mutants, a movie coming out. The actress from Game of Thrones, Maisie Williams, is going to be one of the characters. That premieres in April. You've got Black Widow coming out May 1st. Scarlett Johansson's reprising the role. It's going to take place prior to the events of Avengers Endgame, so most people kind of figured that. Also, there was a movie option news, the independent title today, so that's a book that might market, so take note of that. There's also going to be a lot of buzz on Moon Knight lately. A lot of rumor who's going to be playing Moon Knight. Heard Keanu Reeves might be playing the role. A lot of different rumors on that. So a lot of the Moon Knight's early appearances of Moon Knight are definitely on the move lately. So yeah, it's just a little bit of stuff in the comic book realm that's sort of moving right now. Runaways, that's going to be coming out soon. I can't wait for The Boys season 2 to get going again. I love that show. It was one of my favorite shows. So
I gotta watch season 1. I saw the first episode. So I'm so far behind on shows. I mean, it's just we get so busy, man. We got YouTube and Instagram and reading comic books, bringing special guests like Stay Puff 1983 in the house. But Justice from Comics came in the house to give us some quick news. Any more quick news real fast right now you want to drop before we go back to the guests, the show, and back to the chat, back to the shout outs?
Just to let everybody know, I'm going to be on Jim Comics show on Tuesday evening. I'm not certain of the time yet. It's going to be in the evening, probably after 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be on there with an artist by the name of Esteban Salinas. He's been making a name for himself. He's not super well known, but his art style is fantastic. And he's not only going to be on the show with us, he's going to be drawing something in real time while he's on the show. And he's going to be giving away a print, something that he's going to sign and remark and everything. So he'll be giving away a print also on that show. So it's definitely worth checking out. I think we're going to have Nick from Key Collector Comics join us. He was just at the New York Comic Con, so he'll be talking about news on that, what's coming out. There's some things that he might be able to clue us in on. So that it'll be a good show. So check it out Tuesday evening on Jim Comics channel.
All right.
I'll be on there as well with him. So yeah, it should be a good show.
All right. So thank you for the news, Justice. You're the man. With that being said, we'll let you go, man. Enjoy your cigar. We're gonna rock out.
You got it.
Man. Thanks for the news, man.
All right.
Let's get back to it, man.
Hey, man, some of these comments are hilarious, man.
I know.
They're asking about Iron Man's role in Black Widow. What's the name? He could be a Force Ghost.
I've been seeing them like, what the heck, man? Let's see. There's just a bunch of people in the house, man. We got looking at Saint Gilla in the house. What's going on? She's saying, I love the shirt. That's all right. It's all right shirt, man. It's a little Walmart shirt, If you guys into Mario Brothers and stuff like that, there it is, man. I'm rocking it out today. Let's see, Box Hype in the house. Let's see who else. Just Little Podcast. What's going on, man? What is going on? James Tambaroo, what is up? Thank you for hanging out. So, Shaun.
Let me just put this on for you, since I know you're a Philly fan. You know, I'll say this: the Sixers is the only team in Philly I like.
No,
and that was due to Allen Iverson, because I was a huge Iverson fan then. I hate the other teams you got, man. So I don't like the Eagles because my Giants are in that same division. So we suffered too many bad losses to y'all.
Oh.
And I can't stand the Phillies because they took advantage of our choke jobs way back to get to the World Series and win it. So yeah.
Oh, hey, but you know, I get crapped on all the time because I'm a Phillies fan, right? Like Philadelphia sports fan. But when it comes to the Eagles, I don't root for the Eagles, man. I'm a Dallas fan. How bad is that?
Oh, I hate you even more because Dallas is the worst. Like, how can you be from Philly and root for the Cowboys, man?
Exactly. I hear it all the time. Look, my second oldest brother, all right, grew up as a Dallas fan. So my oldest brother is a diehard Eagles fan. These guys go back in the 70s, late 60s, and hated each other. That's why we cannot watch games together. We can't. We try to like hang out during like Thanksgiving to bring the whole family in Florida and stuff like that.
Not for Thanksgiving when the Cowboys play. No.
Exactly. It doesn't work out, man. It's like the families are like this. Like I'm in one corner, my brother's over there. He's looking at me like, don't you celebrate. I'm gonna go over there and punch you. So it's crazy, man. But yeah, that's just the way it is, you know.
Yeah. But, you know, I at least you was a Cowboy fan for a long time, as opposed to somebody just want to jump on the bandwagon just because they're the Cowboys.
Yeah,
and that happened more in the 90s. You know, when they won their championships, like the Bulls won championship, everybody a Michael Jordan fan and a Bulls fan. And then when they don't win championships, they ready to jump on another bandwagon. I'm like, whatever. I've been a Knicks fan forever, and I'm still looking sad and pathetic.
Oh, don't worry. Well, at least you're a Knicks fan, but Wolf Warner's he's a Brooklyn Nets fan. So, man,
I've been a fan of this team forever, thanks to my dad. And then people say that was the wrong decision you ever made. You should have been a Yankee fan.
That's hard to do, man. New York is tough, man.
Yeah,
it's tough, man, for sure. So let me run down the shout-outs real quick. At number 1, we had Gauntlet Comix, 92 subscribers. Feel free to check him out. He's going through this whole journey. He wants to open up a comic book store from the ground up and all that. And he wants to talk about, his new series. He's got one called Hope Fever and one called Eye for Indies. So if you're into stuff like that, I'm an Indies fan. I love indie comic books. A bunch of people in the community love indie comic books. But he wants to start off a small publishing company. So check it out, man. Check it out. Let's join him on this journey. And he's doing a giveaway if he hits 100. And number 2, we have Never Grow Up, 48 subscribers. Find him on Instagram under the same name. The guy just dedicated to us as kids in the heart, and we're just nerds, man. We can never grow up, man. We can never grow up from this stuff, and that's what. So check out his last video. He got some nice display cases and some nice statues. And Dylan Comics book ranks, 45 subscribers. Anthony's a cool homie, man. Feel free to check out his videos. They're not too long, between 5 to 10 minutes long. So, check it out, man. All right, we got to do number 4 real quick. Chad's Attic, 292 subscribers. Find him on Twitter under the same name. Now, every week, Chad's got his man cave. His man cave is in the attic. He hangs out in the attic, dude. He's got some long boxes. I think they're long boxes. You can just see them all behind him. He's just out there just talking comic books, man. He's just devoted to his comic books, his comic book art, and his whole collecting. And he knows a lot, man. He's a very smart guy. He's an older guy, so I fit right in there with him. So feel free to check it out. Chad, Chad's Attic at 292 subscribers, man. Ooh. And let's see who's in the house real quick here. Just a little podcast. I already mentioned you. Dylan's in the house. Justin's still in the house. That's what's up. All right. So, just go through my notes real quick. So, man, I know you like sports, comic books, but hip hop, man. How you got into the whole hip hop stuff, man? How did that all started?
Run DMC.
That's it, man.
Run DMC was my first love for hip hop. You know, when I first heard King of Rock, like it was over right there. You know, and then it followed with Curtis Blow, Houdini, Grandmaster Flash, Furious 5. You know, my mom and dad recorded a lot of that stuff on VHS, so I saw all the videos, and then it just carried on from there. You know, music has been a big part of my life, so you know. But Run DMC was the first big hip hop love.
That's pretty dope. How many VHS tapes you blown out after rewinding? As for how I could only imagine.
I try not to blow them out because you know how devious those VCRs are. You know. So, you know, I'll probably watch it maybe once or twice a year, you know, that way I can, because my mom had a lot of VHS. She had like 6 videotapes of Michael Jackson alone.
Whoa.
And this is all the specials of Jackson 5, the 70s Jackson, all the way up to like Dangerous. And I was like, so I've seen all that stuff, man. All the specials.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome that, you know, because I talked to my parent. Well, my dad, my mom passed away, but it's like my dad. I don't remember my parents listening to music like that, like back in the day. My mom always listened to like just the radio stuff. I never seen my parents like play records or watch stuff on TV and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. Like I hear stories like this, and I'm just like, man, that's dope because I never experienced that. So that's nice to hear, though, man.
Yeah. That's why it's such a huge part of my page, you know. Yeah. I got a comment from Yo-Yo on the Yo-Yo post I did on Instagram today, you know, from the West Coast with Ice Cube. You know, and you know, it's always great when you acknowledge the artists when you post their content and they reply. You know, It's always great when that happens.
Yeah, that's why the comments are so important because it can open up doors. And next thing you know, you find people that have the same interests as you. And that's why I always tell people all the time, make sure you leave a comment. That way, you know, I like to get to know people through even the comment alone could just open that door, man.
Yep. So it's always awesome just to interact with people, you know, when people's like, man, I ain't heard this song in years, man. I'm glad you posted it, man. And I'm like, yeah, man. Hey, there's a lot of music that people that either don't remember or, you know, they never heard of. Yep. And they enjoyed it. So.
And it's the same thing. It's like we got the music, you never heard of it. They see your stuff and like, man, I forgot about that. Or I never heard of it. It's just like the comic books. It's the same thing, you know.
Mm-hmm. And what
the community?
I'll segue into my history with comics, if you don't mind.
For sure, man.
I started reading them like a little bit here and there when I was real young, because my granddad used to, you know, read me Spider-Man comics. Unfortunately, he passed away in 1988, so I didn't really get enough time with him. But I will say my aunt on my father's side, my father's sister, she got me more into collecting them because she took me to a convention. 1992 was my first convention, and it was a blast. I think we went to the Jacob and Javits Center, you know, and this wasn't even New York Comic Con. It was just a New York comic book convention, and it was a blast. She got me some comics, and then next, you know, my dad took me to another convention, and then the hobby started growing, you know. And this is why it was so important becoming a collector, because when you read comics back then, they used to have the little insert on the side that said this certain plot point happened in this issue.
Yeah.
So in your mind, you're like, all right, I need that issue. So you go to little cons, start digging in them long boxes. You find that issue, add to your collection. You want to read it to go with the other one. And, you know, when I went to a con in 93, I think I shared this with Comic Head and them. Probably not live, but that was when I met my first artist. And Scott Lobdell. I know his name can get a bit people, he sucks and stuff, but it was the first time I actually saw him, and my Uncanny X-Men 300 was signed by him.
Wow.
The book, yeah. And this leads to my story with John Romita. If you heard it on the Silver Age, I met John Romita, but I had a crappy book. It was a Maximum Clonage book, and everybody else got books by John Romita. I'm like, man, I ain't got no John Romita book. Man, I'm like, oh, I want to jump out the line. So my dad was like, no, stay online. He did Spider-Man, so he'll sign it. So I'm sweating bullets standing in line, wondering, man, he's gonna look at me like, what is this crap, man? I ain't do this. So I get up to there, I shook his hand, nice guy. I gave him the book. He looked at it and he said, well, I didn't do this book, but if you want me to sign it, I'll sign it.
Oh my God.
And I looked over my dad. He's like, yeah. And I said yes. He signed the book, and I got a Maximum Clonage issue signed by John Romita, and he had nothing to do with the book. I look back at that, and I'm like, it's a great story to have. Even if it's on a crappy book, it's still great that I got to meet the legend of John Romita.
That is so dope, man.
Yeah, and I love that moment just for the fact that it's a weird story to tell in terms of the book he signed, but overall, it made me aware more of what I'm bringing to get signed and stuff like that. So I've been going to cons since '92, man. I was shocked when I went to the cons with guys at Tampa, and they say they only been to cons for a couple of years. I'm like, damn, you telling me I'm the only experienced con guy?
Well, see, I've been to my first con. It was here in Orlando, and I went to that one. I've been back in comic books since 16. So I think I've been to my first one was 16. So it's like, and it's a whole story how I got back into comics. Our house was broken in, and I just told my friend I need to clear my mind. I need to get back into comics. And I told him that before the house got broken into. I was like, man, I want to start buying comics again. I gave him my whole collection. The guy has first appearance of Carnage, and we're still good friends to this day. He's one of my best friends. So that's how it all started. So I'm like, I'm old, but I'm late in the game. Like, people start drop knowledge on comic books. I'm here like, like, well, damn it, I'm so far behind on stuff. I love hearing this information that I get. So
yeah. And that's why, it was great being with those guys at Tampa, just hanging out with them. We traveled as a group. That was my first time I actually went to a con with a group, and we just went around the whole con. We stayed together, brought stuff together. We stayed at a booth for like over an hour just digging in them boxes, man.
Wow.
And yeah, it was so much fun, and that's why I can't wait till we do this again. Especially at MegaCon, we all need to set a date, because I know certain guys go on certain days and we miss each other. So we need to put that on there. Like, hey, if we can go Saturday and Sunday, what Perry saying, Rob to learn the Rican.
Yo, you're never too old to learn a thing or two, man. I'm telling you, I'll be turning 43 in a few weeks. But you know what? That's why I love the community. Love hanging out with you. I learn, man. I'm just still learning. I'm a sponge absorbing stuff. So it's just dope, man. That's all I gotta say. But actually, let me see. I was gonna say something. You mentioned about a con. When I went to MegaCon last year, actually, it was this year, and I hooked up with Steve. Me and Steve, Steve White, of course, and we met up with Caleb, the Comic Smurf. We met up with White Whale Comics. And that was just an amazing experience that we had at the con. And you wasn't there because you went a different day, right?
I went the next day, Saturday.
Yeah,
that's where I met Steve and Perry, Kingdom Comics too.
Yeah,
and that was great. Meeting Steve, and like I said, I only followed Steve like on Instagram for like a week or two, and he already giving me an AOK. I'm like, man, I just met. And ever since then, man, it's been great. Seeing him again at Tampa with Jeff and them, and just having the camaraderie of us as being collectors and having fun talking about this. It's been an amazing thing.
Yeah, and
I'm glad it happened.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about it, because it's like, all right, we buy books, but it's like we enjoy what we do. We love interacting with people. We love the community. Go ahead, Shaun.
Varigan Vigilant, highlight his comment.
Let's do it right now.
He said he's gonna be hanging out with Jim Balin at the next con that he's gonna be at. Man, Jim Balin is an awesome guy. I met him at MegaCon. And he was a pleasure to meet because I got him to sign some Catwoman books. And the funny thing about him was he didn't charge for signatures, whereas everybody else was charging for signatures. He didn't feel the need to charge for signatures. So when he said that and his explanation, I was like, now that gives me that I'm going to spend money on your product. He was selling his independent books, the Tarot Witch. And I was like, man, let me buy a couple of books from him, because it makes it more worth it when you ain't got to spend on the signature. You can buy his product, that he's selling, and that was an awesome experience, just meeting him, getting him to sign the Catwoman books and his own books. So yeah, Jim Balin's a great guy.
Actually, you mentioned about signed signatures and pay signatures and all that. When I met Todd McFarlane, I was in line, and I have to say I had a great interaction with Todd McFarlane. That guy was talking to me like we knew each other for years.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I didn't know I had to pay for his signature, but I was there. I had it was Deadpool. It was issue number 2 or something, and so I had it there. I gave it to him. He's like, "Do you want me to sign it to your name?" And I was like, "No." Then he was like, "Just my signature will cost you $10." And I was like, "And that's fine." I said that's fine, because I don't want to put two rod or whatever. I don't need none of that stuff. So the whole time he's sitting there, before he even mentioned that, he's like, "Man, how you doing?" I was like, "I'm doing good. How you doing?" He goes, "I haven't ate all damn day." He's like, just whips out a sandwich, start just eating the sandwich, just drinking, just talking to me. And I'm just like, I'm like shocked. I'm just like a kid at the candy store type of thing. And I was like, "All right, sir, here's my book. Can you sign it?" But it was just, that interaction, I think, was nice. Even though I paid for the signature because I didn't want my name on it, but and there's people that paid for the SIGs, but at that minute, I was just like, I'm doing it. So it is what it is. So
I'm not I don't mind personalizing it, but I'm not overly crazy on it.
Right.
I have a set of Greg Rucker books that he personalized to me. So those are my personal own books. But I don't mind people who like that. But it is what it is. Everybody has a different style of what they want.
Exactly. And I'm not gonna flip it. It's there. It's like he's the whole story, him eating the sandwich, drinking his drink or whatever. I think that, to me, that means a lot than me flipping it. So that's
because I take the joy that I got to meet the creator on this, the writer, the artist, and get them to sign it. That way I say, hey, I met this guy. I got him to sign my book. And now in this day and age with people having, cell phones and stuff, you can get the picture with the guy. I wish I had a picture with Mick Foley when I met him. I know I have a picture with John Romita Sr., but for some reason I can't find it.
Right.
I gotta find it.
You mentioned Mick Foley. I met Foley. The Phillies came to Orlando to play the Miami Marlins. I got the picture right here. It was Legends of Wrestling. They did something in Miami, and it was my wife's birthday. I said, let's spend the weekend in Miami. So we went out there to catch a game. So they were doing this whole Legends of Wrestling. I saw Kevin Nash, Mick Foley was there. It was the day they got the news that Roddy Piper died. And let me tell you, it was like you could hear a pin drop. So when I met Mick Foley, I was like, "How you doing, sir?" And he's just like, "Okay." And they were all like, "Did that really just happen? Hot Rod died," and everyone's grabbing their phones like you could not hear anything. I was like, "Wow!" It just took the fun out of it. I was just like, "Wow!" But I met him. He just like we took a picture, and that was it. That was the first time I met Mick Foley. Not the way I
Yeah,
want,
yeah. That's
but
not the way you want to meet him.
exactly.
I only met him when he was walking by because I didn't go to his table. He was walking by, and I was like Mick Foley, and I shook his hand. We shook hands and stuff, exchanged for a little bit, and then he kept walking. And I was like, man, that would have been a cool photo moment because I met him, I met Road Dogg, and I met there's another wrestler that I met at the Big Apple Comic Con that used to get a lot of wrestlers. I think it was Chris Candino.
Oh wow, Chris Candino, man.
Yeah, it was Chris Candino. So I got the chance to meet some of those guys. But meeting Mick Foley just for that brief moment was great.
For sure, man.
And that was during the time when he was commissioner of the WWF. So
man,
the buzz cut and all that.
But he shaves all that stuff off to let it all grow for Christmas. The guy's a big Christmas.
Fusha only mentioned Arthur Sudan. I met him at Tampa Bay Comic Con. He was something else.
Nice. All right, so let's run down through the shout outs again. Number one, we had Gauntlet Comics, 92 subscribers. Feel free to check them out on Instagram too. At number two, we had Never Grow Up, 48 subscribers. Instagram under the same name. Dylan Comic Book Rants, 45 subscribers. We got at number four, Chaz Addict, 292 subscribers. And at number five, actually on Chaz Addict, he has a Twitter channel under the same name. So feel free to check that out. And at number five, we had Big Elbow. That's not elbow, it's LBO. So he has 161 subscribers on Instagram under the same name. Lee is a family man. He loves his comic books. He loves his pro wrestling like I do. We can talk about wrestling if you want. And he's a big Atlanta Falcons fan. So not only
28-3.
Oh, who's winning?
No, with the Falcons.
Oh, okay.
That Super Bowl against the Patriots.
We could talk about that in a few seconds here. All right, but his channel is a no face channel. He's just going to show you his recent pickups and stuff like that. But one of his videos, he had a Savage Dragon, which I read the other day because John Comics with Kids hooked me up, and that was a great book. Eric Larson.
I'm a big Savage Dragon fan.
Yeah. Well,
I've been reading that since the '90s too. So
yeah, so I'm late in the game. You see what I'm saying? I'm late in the game. I got it right here.
Nice.
Great book, man.
I saw that yesterday on your Coast to Coast show.
Oh man. Yeah, we had Bueller on there. We had Downright Nerdy Podcast. Mike's an awesome dude, man. You guys didn't see the video, feel free to watch the replay. And let me jump back in the chat.
See who that's in the chat?
Who that in the house? What's up? Squatch got that. He been searching for that one book that what was it? The Spawn. He's got the Spawn book finally. So congrats, Squatchy. You got your Spawn book, man.
I saw that and I was like, this dude was I thought he's gonna have a heart attack after winning that thing, man.
Oh my god. Him and Comic Food, man. They were like all these boxes for weeks, and he finally got it, man. That was so dope.
That takes dedication. I don't know if I could order so many boxes for one book. I mean, they get some great books, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
That book's so bad.
They must have been watching this video to say, you know what, let's throw this in there.
They had to. I think it was Comic Vantage, right? They were all boxes of Vantage. So he had to be watching and be like, you know what? This guy bought 40 boxes already. Let's just give it a damn.
Yeah.
It was an awesome experience though. So that's neat.
It's just like when Discovery Bay won that Hulk 181.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was another awesome moment.
Yeah. I guess hey, they're watching. So if you're gonna keep buying boxes, they'd be like, you know what, like we gotta give it to someone. So
Yeah.
man, let the people know right now, Shaun, what you got coming up on your channel before you do all your live shows. What you got coming up, man? You got any projects you're working on? Any guests you want to bring on your show, or you just want to do live shows on other people's channels? You
There
know,
he is. Highly account, bro.
there he is, man. We had him first. I know you did, man. I know you did. And that's perfectly fine. I was happy to see him there. Like, I didn't know, but oh man. So there goes
Hey,
everyone's jumping on now. Hobby in the house. Steve Whiting in the house. What's up, man? What's up, everyone? Buyer Pass. There it is. Perry wants to talk about Buyer Pass. It's the place to be every Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Yo, we talk about new comic books that drop every Wednesday. So there it is, Perry. I'll see you on Tuesday. But right now, it's about Shaun and State Puff 1983. Yo, you're the man. Thank you for hanging out.
yeah, don't. I'll just say that I do have
Man.
something planned on for a live show. I'm still working on it, but I definitely got something planned to do something, and I'll probably try and do some videos. Maybe a live show here or there. Showing off some books, but I'm definitely gonna try and do some more stuff on my channel.
All right, all right. So, any questions for Shaun right now? He's our special guest, man. He's the special guest that has.
I know. Javi brought up the Ghostbuster comics. That's my other big hobby. Ghostbusters. I love Ghostbusters.
All right, we'll talk about some Ghostbusters. So, how you came up with the name State Puff 1983 and Ghostbusters?
Stay Puff, man. I mean, the Marshmallow Man.
Okay.
I mean, when he pops up in that movie, it's like, oh snap! That's the thing you least expect, and then he pops up, and now he's more iconic movie character. Stay Puff. I'm like, man, let me name myself Stay Puff. And since I love Ghostbusters, I like that character. Stay Puff 1983 would be cool. And I will say that the real Ghostbuster cartoon put me on to the movies first, because the cartoon was huge at that time, and that's when I started watching the movies, and I just became a big Ghostbuster fan ever since.
Right. Yeah, that was that first movie when that dropped. That was just a great movie, man. And then they did the remake, and I don't know. It's just I mean, don't touch it if it's not broken. Why if you know what I'm trying to say, man. Don't touch it. Leave it alone. The movie's great. Ghostbusters was epic. So
yeah,
man.
What's the name? Asked me my favorite artist and writer on Conan. Of course, Roy Thomas and John Buscema. It's always between Buscema and Barry Windsor Smith. But I'll give the slight edge to Buscema.
Nice. So this is the rapid fire questions. That was the first question. All right. Any more? Let the people know. You guys, everyone in the chat, what's the questions you got for Shaun right now? This is rapid fire. He already knocked off one question. So any more questions right now? I usually ask the questions, but you know what? I want to change it around, man. I want the community. I want people that never seen Shaun before. I want them to ask the question. Let's get to know him a little bit more, man. Let's see. What you got, man? Drop the questions right now.
I kind of wish Savage Sword would go back to the magazine format, but then Marvel will probably charge like $8 for that magazine format, and I'm like, yeah. But I'm definitely looking forward. I'll probably get Savage Sword when Roy Thomas comes on there, because he's one of my favorite Conan writers.
Yeah.
And again, Conan was another one that I became a fan of due to the movies. Schwarzenegger came in there, and killed in the first movie. I actually like the second movie. It's not as good as the first, and then the Red Sonja movie had Schwarzenegger in it, so I thought that's Conan. But they never really named him in it, and I'm like, that's Conan to me. So whatever. Red Sonja and Conan together. That was the third Conan movie for me. But yeah, I definitely love the first Conan movie, and that made me become a fan of Conan.
Yeah, that first one was dope. That was the one with the snake. He takes his sword and he sticks.
Yeah, James Earl Jones was in that one.
All right. There's a question here. Did you read the history of hip hop?
The history of hip hop, the comic book, because there's a bunch of history of hip hop, but if it's you got the hip hop family tree, you got the because normally I would consider my hip hop knowledge strong, since I read a lot of hip hop news. I have a lot of source magazines and stuff like that, but I fairly know a lot about the history of hip hop. But yeah, I did read the Ed Pieskor hip hop family tree. Matter of fact, I got a book. Let me grab the book right now. I'll be back.
Do it, brother. Yo, guys, thank you for hanging out on the Comic Book Community Shout Out Show. And as always, man, if you know any channels out there that are under 1,000 subscribers, all you gotta do, man, is leave me a comment below, not in the chat, because I would have to watch the whole video again. It's kind of hard to scroll down to the chat and find out if you left me a comment about a small channel. But if you leave a comment at the end, or probably right now, I think you could do it. Then I'll find their channel, and then I'll write it down in my book here that deserves a shout out. I got a bunch, man, guys. So if I'm behind on your channel, I do apologize, but I'll get to you for the shout outs. All right.
Got this nice treasury edition of the Hip Hop Family Tree. This was gifted to me by a guy on Instagram, a guy age. Yeah, that was from doing the cover art challenges that we do on Instagram. I won that best month, or co-won, and he gifted me to this, man. Because I read the series, but to have it in this format is pretty great, man. One day I could hopefully meet Ed Pieskor and get him to sign it.
That is amazing.
Yeah, here's the note that he sent to me. But yeah, I love this book. I love this book. Love the story. Nice history of hip hop.
So you mentioned that Run DMC, that was it. That's how it all started, right?
Yep.
My question to you is, you ever had an opportunity to meet any of them? That's question.
I saw Run DMC perform. I still want to see DMC because he does the comic book. DMC makes comics, or Daryl makes comics. And yeah, hopefully one day I can meet him. But yeah, I saw them live at a show back in New York at my local park. And that was an awesome experience. I knew every song they played, man, every verse and all that. So, man, I love Run DMC. That's one of my favorite hip hop groups. They definitely was in when I did my top albums last year on Instagram, when I did my top 10 albums I love, they was definitely in the top 5.
Man, that's dope, man. That's dope. Look, there's a question for Steve Whiting. Before we get to Steve Whiting question, where you rank KRS-One? I had to throw KRS-One in there too, because I love KRS.
Man, look, I posted my philosophy a couple of weeks ago for Old School Sunday. You cannot deny that man is a lyrical genius. He's definitely top 5. I will place him probably number 2, and Rakim would be number 1 for me, because Rakim was like MC. He was like the god MC, and they came out around that same time period. So they just put on some great music, man. I see we got Biggie Shaq in the house.
What's up, Biggie Shaq? Before we get out, let's answer the question from Steve Whiting. Your KRS-One, though. Oh my God, man.
Hey, I love the song from his the Boogie Down album, Sex and Violence. The song with Freddie Fox. Oh, Butch, they just murdered it, man. You got go after this video. Go check that song out, man. And listen to the lyrical slaughter they put out, man.
Yo, there's nothing like it, man. That hip hop back then, you can't. Dude, it's fire, man. It's just complete fire. But like you just said, man, we got Biggie Shaq in the house. Who's this in the house? Steve Burke. That's Burke Nasty.
Burke family, man. He's Burke family. It's Burke family.
That's right. It's Burke family.
But he said he's Burke Nasty here, so he's trying to comment twice on 2 accounts.
I see that. Oh man, where's the question from Steve Whiting? Let me go back up here real quick. I think he was asking a question. There it is.
Kirby or Lee?
Yep, there it is, man. Lee or Kirby, bro? That's question number 4, I believe. Yeah.
That's. I would love to talk with both of them, but if it was just one, damn, why you gonna put me on the spot like that?
That is tough, man.
Because I don't. I want to talk with Stan, but I also want to talk with Kirby, man. So that would be a tough one. That's like a toss up right there. Like
Oh,
I
man.
can't even truly answer that because I want to sit down and talk with both. Like if they both did, but most likely I'll go with Kirby.
Man.
I would probably lean towards Kirby just because his artwork is what carried the Marvel universe in the '60s, and then the stuff he did in DC was revolutionary. So I'll probably lean towards Kirby. But I know with Stan, you're gonna get an entertaining conversation.
Oh, man. I wouldn't even know what to do if I had the opportunity to have a chance to even talk to one of those guys. I don't know. I'll probably pass out or something. It's just that's just a tough question overall,
Yeah,
man.
because I know people are gonna take Kirby easily, but at the same time, you do want to pick both of their brains. You want to talk to both of them. And I know Stan is a personality that he's always entertaining to talk with.
Yeah. All right, so we're coming down to the end right now. We got.
I know. What's the name? Asked a question. Let me see. He's asking me about the most underrated comic. Not
because I'm looking at the chat from StreamYard and it's so delayed, man.
Yeah, it is.
I do apologize. If you find that question, read it, Shaun, and that'll be question number 5. That it was supposed to be, but man, it's
Verigen Vigilante.
Right. Yeah,
he asked, "What do you think is the most underrated current comic book out there?" Like some of the books that I think is underrated. Like I think Birthright is an underrated series. I enjoy it. It's pretty long in terms of you wouldn't think it'd go this long, but I still enjoy it, and not a lot of people talk about it, probably because the shine had worn off from the initial run. But I still enjoy it. I like Ascender, which is the follow up to Descender. I like that book, and I don't read much from Marvel as much as I want to because Marvel's practices kind of turn me away.
Okay.
So I only read like Spider-Man, Black Panther, and maybe something else. But I don't read much from Marvel. And DC, I'm just gonna ride out this Tom King until he ends of it, and then I'll probably jump off of it.
Yeah,
But
I'm with you too. I'm with you
those
on
are my
the Tom
books.
King thing. So
No, I have not heard if Africa got cleared. I'm assuming he's talking about Bambada.
all right, guys. So
Hey, and speaking, what's the name? More the Biggie Shaq brought up Dreadstar. I got this first appearance of Vamp Dreadstar, Jim Starlin creation.
oh man, that's dope, man.
Yeah, it's not in the best condition, but I still wanted it. And I got a couple of books from the Epic. Here's some Barry Winslow Smith.
Hey, at least you have it though, man. I mean, low grade better than no grades like this.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
That's fire, man.
Yeah, I love these Epic illustrated comics. Some sci-fi fantasy stories. I showed these on Silver Age Sunday, so I had to show them again here, just in case.
That's perfectly fine. It's just like those Wizard magazines. People collect those Wizard magazines.
Yeah, I still have like maybe a couple of them. Some of them not in the best shape.
It's nice, man.
Yeah, and this was cheap. I got this for like 10, $12 for this lot. So I was like, man, I'll jump all over that.
You bought that on eBay or
eBay? On eBay.
Nice.
This is the last one here. So yeah, I definitely jump on. I can't wait to start going through some of these old stuff, man.
Yeah, Burke family, Tinian and Tony Daniels. Yeah, Tony Daniels' art. He's great. I love his stuff what he's.
I'm not the biggest Tinian fan though. Like sometimes he write well, and then other times, he don't know how to really conclude a story as strong. And his detective was up and down for me. So that's why I'm not really sold on him taking over, because his detective wasn't as strong as I wanted it to be. Like, there's certain arcs that were good, and there were certain arcs that kind of, and then the whole thing with Clayface towards the end of it, I was like, I ain't like that whole situation.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
I ain't like that whole situation, and it kind of turned me off from finishing this run. But
we'll find out. I mean, he's taking over Batman, so let's see what happens. I mean,
he is doing a good job on the Turtles Batman crossover. But as far as the whole Batman run, I'm not one. I'll probably pick it up later on, like maybe in trades and stuff. I did meet Tony S. Daniels once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at my local comic shop, Epic Comics. Yeah, he did a sign-in there, so I got him to sign some Deathstroke comics.
Nice. All right, guys, so that's about it, man. We reached the 1 hour mark. I want to say thank you, Shaun, for hanging out. Stay Puft 1983, man. He is the man. I finally snagged him. I hijacked it, should I say, when he was hanging out with the Conquistador and Jeff and Steve Whiting. I said, I'll book you October 6th. There was no question asked.
It was like the biggest anticipation getting to this day.
Yo, man, it is, man. It is, man. You're hanging out with Rod the Rican. There's only one Rican out there, man.
Yep.
Let me say quick shout outs once again. We got Gauntlet Comics at number 1, 92 subscribers. Let's get him up to 100. And number 2, Never Grow Up, 48 subscribers, man. And number 3, Dylan's Comic Book Ranks, 45 subscribers. Chad Added Comics, 292 subscribers. These are all their YouTube channels, man. So feel free to check them out. I got all their links below, description below, should I say. And we got Big Elbow. That's big letter L and BO 161. Check out their stuff. Great content, great creators. And as always, thank you to the wonderful chat that's in the house, man. It's amazing that you're all here, just hanging out with us.
Yeah, I see Burke Family said, I'm going up on the comments, saying this might be the first time I've seen you live. So he probably didn't see me on live on the other show. So yeah, it's great. It's great.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. You guys, we got. Oh man, I gotta acknowledge here. Burning Block About 89. What's going on, Cade? What's up, brother? Thank you for hanging out. Squatchy and all that. Yo, guys, man, make sure you check everyone's channel. Feel free to subscribe them if you haven't already, and make sure you hit the like button to their channels as well. I'm your boy Rob. That's my brother Shaun from Orlando, Florida. Right, Shaun?
Yep.
We finally got some damn rain, man. Finally, we got some rain here. My grass was looking like hot brown grass. But hopefully the grass is alive right now, because this thing was bad. But yo, man, thank you guys for hanging out. And Justice for Comics, thank you for the 5-minute comic book news. All right, man, that's it. Don't go nowhere, Shaun.
Yeah.